So I've got the carburetor ready here to be torn apart. First you want to start by removing this bolt here. It's a 7/16 diameter. So when this comes off, you're going to have a small gasket that goes here under the screw, and then the fuel bowl is going to come off. A bit of gas is going to come out of here. I'm wearing some gloves today just so that I don't absorb all the cleaning agents and all that. Now you can see that this carburetor here is really dirty. While I continue to work on this carburetor, I'm going to spray it with some Mercury Power Tune. It's an engine cleaner, and I like this stuff because it goes on thick, and then when you go back a few minutes later, the stuff just wipes right off. So I'm going to let that soak for now. The next step is to remove the float, and to do that you've got to remove the pin here. So what works good for that is a pair of needle nose pliers. You just grab one side of the pin and pull. If it's stuck in there, just gently turn it as you pull out. So I've got that out, float now, and the needle is hanging on it, so I'm going to take that off. Now what you do with the float is you shake it. The reason for that is to see if you hear any gas that's inside the float. So I'm going to shake the float. I don't hear any gas in there, so this float here is still good. I'm just going to spray it with my engine cleaner and let it soak while I'm repairing the rest of the carb. What I've got here is a Tecumseh carburetor tool. It's part number 670377. I bought these from Mowers For You on eBay. They also have a website, mowersforyou.com, but they have this listed on their eBay store. Now this tool here is for the seat. If you need to remove the seat inside where the needle went, that's the tool you're going to use. So to remove the seat, you grab the sharp tip with the hook, you insert it where the seat is till you feel it click inside the seat, then you pull up and the seat will come out. And I'm going to take a look at the seat to see if it needs replacing. You got to be careful with this tool because you can easily damage the seat with it. So the smooth side of the seat is the one that the needle goes on, and this one here is in pretty good shape. So what I'm going to do is just reinsert it into the carburetor. Now again, you need your Tecumseh tool, and with the opposite side of your tool there's a nice little rounded edge that the seat fits in just like that. Always make sure that the side of the seat with the little lines goes down toward the carburetor, and then you just go in, push down, and you're going to feel it that it just can't go any further, and it's in there. So this seat's good. I'm going to leave it in there. Next I'm going to clean out all the parts. So with the rag, I'm just going to wipe down the carburetor bowl after having that engine cleaner soaking in there, and you can see that the dirt's coming off. It looks pretty clean. Just going to clean the outside as well. You also want to double check that the pin that holds the float isn't rusted. So I wiped that down, that's all clean. That's good. Got all my parts here on this shop towel. So I've got my bowl very clean now. Next is the float. I'm just going to wipe that. So a lot of crud's coming off this float as well. If it's really dirty, the float, sometimes I run them under my wire brush grinder as well. Next, and the most important one to be cleaned, is this whole unit here. First what you do is you undo the screw from inside the bolt, There's going to be a spring on the needle, a little washer, and an O-ring in there. So this O-ring here needs to be changed. I do have these here. And the tip of the needle here is pretty rusty, so I'm going to run that under the wire brush. And next is this part here that needs to be cleaned, and I'm going to run that under the wire brush as well. So I've cleaned my needle on the wire brush. So that I don't forget, I'm going to put the spring back in right now, and the washer and the O-ring. Before I reassemble this, I will put a new O-ring there, and I'll show you that. Now, this piece here as well has been cleaned under the wire brush. That's the one that needle goes in. Now you'll notice right here, there's a little wee hole here where I'm putting with the pin. Now I made this little wee tool with a wooden match. I cut off the flammable part of the match and cut off a wire from a wire brush. And then to clean that, you just insert into the hole and go back and forth like that, and you should be able to see the wire inside the brush. I can actually see the wire inside the brush there, so I know that this little wee hole is clean. Very clean. Sometimes there's two of these little holes on these mounting bolts, but on this one there's only that one, and there's the two big holes here, this one and that one. If you can see through it, it's good. And you want to make sure that the center hole here as well, right through here, is clean. It's clean. So I'm just going to reassemble that now, this part of the bolt with the screw. Now I've got a bag of O-rings, part number 630, 740. They're the little black O-rings that go at the end of that screw. So I'm going to change that right now. This saves me from buying the whole card kit. It's a lot cheaper. And oftentimes that's all you need are the two little O-rings. And you cannot buy these in an auto parts store. They are specifically made by Tecumseh. And then I'm going to stick this back in for now so that I don't lose them. I'm going to set all that there, the needle, the pin, and the float there. Next thing to clean will be to remove the little screw underneath this thing here. So first of all, you got to remove this bracket. They're 2/4 inch bolts. The reason why I'm removing this screw is to check the O-ring behind it, and also if the needle needs cleaning. And the washer and the O-ring are in there. So I'm just going to pry it up a bit, or grab the little pick to remove that. There's the washer. And I can see the O-ring in there. It looks in pretty good shape. So I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to put the washer back on and maybe clean the tip of the needle. The tip of the needle is a bit dirty. I'm just going to run it on the wire brush. So I've put back the screw in and I've set it at 1 turn out. Next I'm just going to put this bracket back